All right, looks like we're live. Yeah, what's good, everybody? Your boy Jadiro here with some more Diablo 4 live streaming in season 10 for the Chaos Uniques. If you guys need help with farming Chaos Uniques, leveling up, or if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. As you know, I always leave my battle tag above the webcam there. So if you guys, if you guys want to, shoot me a friend request on Battle.net, I got you. But yeah, today we're just running it back. We're going to be, leveling up, playing around with the Crushing Hands build. I got a bunch of builds over at Mobilytics if you guys want to go check that out too. So if you even just need help simply like learning the game or getting any builds, I got a bunch over at Mobilytics for you guys to go check out. And there's plenty other content creators that make Mobilytics builds if you guys want to go check that out. If you don't specifically play Spiritborn, because that is what we're playing and that's what we predominantly play on the channel is Spiritborn. So yeah. Just want to say a big thank you for everyone that shows up. We're just going to have some fun. I got about an hour tonight to live stream. So once that's over, yeah, we'll call her. And yeah, having a lot of fun. Looking forward to see what the campfire chat has for season 11 and yeah, amongst other things, of course. But yeah, really looking forward to that campfire chat. Really hoping that the devs bring it home and actually listen to the feedback. And funny enough, I did a feedback video for you guys. If you want to go check that out, it's up on the channel as well. We go over some pretty in-depth, issues and things that we'd like to see changed. I really did my best to try and provide the voice of the community or the bigger community at hand, and hopefully it didn't go on deaf ears. That's for sure. We don't have the Rada Capileke. I mean, we're crazy for keeping Mother's Embrace though. Just gonna start shoving these in here. And we got some regular chaos stuff. Yeah, we've hit our quota when it comes to chaos uniques, eh? Holy. Yeah, we've got plenty. Yeah, if you guys are having a hard time getting chaos uniques, just let me know. I think also really only have a 45% block chance, eh? Yeah, it is why we want to go. This is the build. This build version of the build's been fun so far. I like to typically warm up with a see if we can do a pit 100. I don't even know if we can. I can't remember the last time we tested a pit 100. I guess the real question becomes, you guys want to see a build guide for this? This is the only one I haven't made a build guide for. But it does a lot of damage. Yo, what's up? Diablo 3. Yeah, I know, right? Diablo 3, that's what essentially Diablo 4 looks like it's becoming, eh? Diablo 3. I played a lot of Diablo 3 back in the day. I played a lot of, I played Inna's Monk. I played, Sun Wukong Monk with Exploding Palm as well. Those are all sick builds. What, do you play Diablo 4 at all, or do you just play Diablo 3? What's your jam? I beat Diablo 3 with every character. Sick. What's your favorite Diablo 3 character? I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm gonna say you like the Witch Doctor. I don't know why. I'm getting a Witch Doctor vibe. You just played Diablo 3? Yeah. I might play that. I might run that back on the channel. I'm actually looking at a game to play while we wait for these seasons to drop, right? Necromancer. I was close. A Summoner. Nice. Yeah, Necromancer had some sweet builds too, eh? I like the Crusader a lot. That was my second favorite on Diablo 3. But I played a lot of Monk. Monk was by far my favorite. It was so easy just to start every season and go in as Monk. And just go Mystic Ally and just crush. Literally crush with the the mystic ally waves and stuff like that. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm trying to think what season. I think I played up until season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a season 32? I think it was season 32. I had like 1601 Paragon points. I had some crazy stuff going on. I played an unhealthy amount. I would really like to log into my account on Diablo 3 and see what that looks like. I would love to log back in and see what it looks like. Necromancer, the Crusader, and the Monk. That's your... Okay, cool. That's dope. Yeah, all those classes are pretty dope in my opinion. You know what's cool too though is Diablo 3 still comes out with seasons, right? They still drop seasons every so often, so I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing that game though in its prime. I bet you it's probably still fun to play today. Are you still playing Diablo 3 like right now? Yeah. Sick. Yeah, it sounds like a really fun. It sounds like it's still a lot of fun. I remember trying to play the Demon Hunter, man. That was a hard class for me to understand. You just see them flying across the screen doing their ultimate. And I was like, how did they do that? That was like in the beginning. I played Diablo 3 back when it first came out, when like the auction house used like real money and real gold and stuff like that. There was a point in time where, ooh, wow, I wasn't paying attention. There was a point in time where Diablo 3 actually, there's a point in time in Diablo 3 when people like literally had like full-time jobs just playing the auction house. Like people were like buying and selling items on the auction house for real money. It was insane. Those are good old days. And then they got rid of it because Blizzard was giving people jobs unintentionally. We were making crazy money. Ooh. I'm curious though. I'm not sorry. You are the Ryan Gamer. I'm gonna call you. Ryan. You're playing right now, sick. Yeah. Oh, wait, are you watching the live stream on the vertical version of the live stream or the regular version? I'm always curious because this vertical version of live streaming is new to YouTube, so I'm just wondering if how are viewers watching it. Have you tried Diablo 4 yet? Oh, sorry. I'm just asking. Oh, wow. I'm just asking what I don't get it. Sorry. So there's two versions of the live stream. You can either watch it like regularly on a computer. You can watch it like regularly like on a computer screen, or if like you're watching on your phone. Some people just watch the live stream vertically, so you can watch it like in a shorts version. I'm just curious how people are watching the live stream. That's all. So you haven't tried Diablo 4. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, just genuinely curious how people watch on your phone. Yeah, cool, sick. I'm just interested. Well, you know, when you make content on YouTube, you get a lot of like these analytics that show up. And what I'm seeing based on analytics, especially for like gaming channels, it looks like a lot of people watch on their phone. I mean, I think everyone watches a lot of YouTube on their phone. I don't think it has anything to do specifically with gaming, but it would seem that a lot of people prefer to watch YouTube on their phone, which makes sense. There's also a lot of people that kind of just like will watch a live stream and be gaming as well, right? Like that's very normal as well. That's exactly what you're talking about too. Which is cool. It's cool. Glad to have you at the live chat though, man. Glad I'm giving you some sort of like, you know, background noise or something like that to enjoy while you play D3. Very cool. Well, it's safe to say when you don't pay attention when you're doing these pushes in in Diablo 4, you definitely get murked. Man, these glyphs are just getting up there. I'm just not sure what to put in as our... Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, right now this is like a dull season, not a dull moment, but this is kind of like the, this is the, that's a good necklace. This is kind of in the, yeah, we're definitely in the end times of season. Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah, we're definitely in the end times of season 10, man. This season lasted the longest. This is by far the season I played the longest, and I'm happy to say that's, it's fine by me. I'm at the point now where I can like rework the masterworking here. I almost want to see if we can get a little bit more into the, not crushing hand size, but the, not knock down enemies, but the, I was hoping to hit a total armor. Let's do it again. Knockdown damage, sure. Dexterity. All right, I'll take it. We got the double crit on that. I'll take it. But we need armor. Crushing it. Overpower damage. 1 second. I'm trying to look at overpower damage. I mean, we could swap maybe max life out for overpower damage. DL4 looks so much different than the L4. Yeah, it is. It is a little different. It's a funny enough. It's a lot. It's similar in a lot of ways too, which is kind of funny. It's definitely similar in a lot of ways too. We saw Banished Lords, eh? Oh man, what are we doing here? So we need armor. Anything just offer up? Do we just say just throw on the? Do we just throw on Tyrell's Might? Right? Or do we just throw on Jansen Shell? We just go for it. Jansen Shell, and then we get crazy cooldown times. I think it might be a good move. I mean, there's maximum life. Yeah. Does anything offer up maximum life and armor? Let's see. Is there any chaos unique that offers up maximum life and armor? All right, maximum life. Actually, this might not be this might not be a bad idea. Or even Pain Gorgers. This might not be a bad idea. Do we already have this stone? We have Wushu Nakpa. We do. Perfect. Boom. Well, let's try this. Is that what we want? The Earthen Bulwark, or do we just want to peak damage here? How old are you? I'm in my 30s. How old do I look? Cast skill with a cooldown. Power. I guess that makes sense. We could try it. We could try it. Band of First Breath, eh? Oh, wow. One false move. It's not like I have Marred Guard on them. Is it just my resistances are off? No. Ah, gosh darn it. Very squishy. Despite having a lot of life. Why am I getting one tap? That was the question. I haven't asked that in a while. How old are you? That's cool. It's an interesting question. Interesting question. Maybe it's my Super Mario shirt. Maybe people think I'm like losing my marbles or something. Look how much Infernal Warp we have. Woo! Not really noticing a difference in damage. I almost just want to go back to Fist of Fate. Call it a day. We lose big health though. And look at the we got this is a bugged item for sure. Cause look at the roll. I thought we were supposed to get perfect rolls. Oh, okay. Look at the rolls though on it. Crit chance and attack speed just got dunked on. Do we have a better Fist of Fate chest piece? I wonder. Balisance. Increases their dash. Do we? Let's go with this one. Something like this. Just play test and builds, guys. Just having fun this end of the season. I'm only going to go for another half an hour or so. Not a super long live stream, but a live stream nonetheless. Just try to show up and hang out with you guys if I can, and you know, whoever comes through comes through. In other words, I appreciate all the company, guys. Thank you so much. Powerful character, that's for sure. Yeah, for sure. I have a bunch of build guides though. If you're playing you're playing on Spiritborn there, Buff Shiri. You're playing on Spiritborn. I have a bunch of builds over at Mobalytics if you want to check. They're all just as powerful. Actually, funny enough, the build I'm playing online, I don't have a build guide for, but if I actually scroll down to my draft builds right here, it's called Haram's Palm. So this is one that I was working on here, and I didn't quite finish it yet. It might be a little too late in the season to finish it and put it out, but this is the build here. Essentially what I was working on, but I have a bunch of other builds that are complete. Touch of Death. We got Payback, which is a dope build. This is probably the most fun build I have here is the Payback build. And then we have Razor Wings, which a lot of people seem to like. And then we have Evade Spiritborn, yeah. This is definitely, though, this is definitely the crushing. So this is the Crushing Hands version of some builds. And yes, you're right. It is particularly strong right now. I actually made it yesterday on the live stream, so it ended up working out, which is dope. Ooh, did I level up? I did my glyphs, yeah, which ended up working out, which is really good. So I mean, it's a little late in the season to make builds right now, but I mean, if you guys want to see the Haram's Palm build, I'd be more than happy to make it for you. But yeah, I appreciate you inquiring about it, though. Thank you. It's definitely a strong build, man. Do you play Diablo 4 or do you play other games? Maybe what I'll do is I'll make the build guide for this off stream. Finish release as like, hey guys, before the season gets done, I came up with one last build. And just kind of have it like maybe as a send-off to a good season. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll make the build guide for this, and then I'll put it on the channel, and then I'll kind of have it like as a send-off video to a good season. And looking forward to the next, you know? It'd be like a secret video. Ashiika Sangibu. Spawn. The only other one I want to maybe make is the Quill Volley, and then the maybe that's the only. I mean, they're all really good. All the builds are fairly good. Is there any bosses we can just kind of farm and hope for the best? Put on a good show. We could do Varshan. We could do Varshan, and we can do one Balal. So let's do Varshan. It definitely is a powerful character. Thanks for coming through, guys, and chatting it. It's dope. 4 votes. Everyone's split on the votes. Looking for it. Some people are looking for it. Some people are not looking for it. Some people are like, I don't even know. And some people don't even play Diablo 4. It's kind of cool. So we got like a full, like a quad split. My main was Sork, not super proud, but it can barely do T4. Oh well, there's there's a lot of ways to. Honestly, I don't know if you're interested in build planners, but for instance, you can go over Mobalytics, right? So let's say you're new to the game, or if you're not new to the game, you're just looking for a build to kind of like outside the builds I make. So you're not new to the game. I do have one sorcerer build but from a long time ago. Yeah, so you're new to the game, you just literally go over to the Mobalytics, you go home, and then what you can do is you can go meta builds per se. You can go meta builds or leveling builds, whatever you need, or even S tier list. You can scroll over, go to sorcerer here, and there you go. You got like the best. You got the best Sork builds possible. Now, if you're just kind of playing and like doing it on your own, that's another thing. But if you ever want a guide or any kind of guidance on how to make a build or anything like that, like there's tons of builds here, and this guy looks like he's got it all. Speed farm. This looks like a really end game kind of build. Yeah, everything's here. Yeah, it looks good. But I mean, yeah, you got a lot of builds over at Mobalytics. I'd suggest you go check out, especially if you're like struggling to stay in or push through tier 4, Torment 4. There's a lot of good builds out there for you. I used to try and play every character, and I had to narrow it down to one. It was just too hard to make guides for everybody. Like, it's fun making the build guides, but like by the time I was done making all the leveling guides, the season was like almost done. So I'm gonna stick to my favorite class, which is currently the Spiritborn. Whoa, we got chaos armor there. A lot of Capuleke too. Wow, nice. That's a solid chaos armor. Sork's fun though. I heard the crackling energy one is really fun. Crackling Sork is pretty good. Anyone else watching? You guys play Sork as well? Or what classes do you guys play? Oh, I finally got the what, dude? After all this time, finally got what? Boom! One shot below. Easy money. What do you think, damn it? Oh. Interesting. With the new season, I think so many changes at once. The Master Rig change is terrible. Yeah, I agree. I did a whole video on the I don't know if you've seen it actually. It's called, I did a Diablo 4 interview on the feedback, I gave feedback on the interview with Robin Rax. I also did a PTR review as well, and I did a review on the feedback that we got from Robin Rax. And yeah, what I did was I pretty much scoured all the partner program content creators videos, everyone giving feedback, and I really like sifted through all the comments, and I left comments of my own on those videos, and I was like, I felt like a lot of it was skewed towards it being a good season, and I definitely didn't sugarcoat it. I definitely gave my honest opinion on what I think is happening in season 11, and yeah, I would agree to some extent. There's a lot of changes happening. See, everything's okay. Season 11 can be a good season if done correctly, and I feel like there's just a few things they need to tweak and leave in the game. If you're going to overhaul the game, you got to leave what's currently fun. That being, like chaos uniques and stuff like that. I also think there's a huge outcry for the chaos uniques to stay, and for the masterworking and tempering to be reverted to what it originally was. However, being able to select your temper is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. But, we need to have dual tempering back. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. You guys don't have to go check it out, but I have it there on the on the channel. If you guys want to go check it out, I dropped all that feedback similar to yeah, my thoughts on season 11 for sure. Like I definitely and again, I didn't hold back. I just was trying to be honest, and I was trying to be the voice of the broader community, not just the partner program content creators. I'm not a partner program content creator, so I didn't have anything to hold back. I just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna say it like it is. I just want Diablo 4. I'm a Diablo 4 enjoyer, a Diablo franchise enjoyer. I just want to see the game do good. I just want a fun season 11, and it looks like a lot of what's happening in season 11 is all good, but I feel like it's gonna fade away very quickly. There's a lot of things that we need to stay in the game to make the game replayable and fun. We need a lot of end game loot chase. We need a lot of end game activities to do. I want a reason to log back in and want to go and farm loot and sanctified. I want reasons to do all that, and currently there is no real reason. It's almost like it's polarizing the end game to be this end game of just farming loot and going back and going out there to farm loot and sanctify it and hope for the best, and I don't think that's an end game. I don't think that's the end game. They did offer up the tower and such, but again, there's some issues there too where it's like it's not it doesn't feel like a complete season. You know what I mean? Yeah, 2/10 for sure. The Chaos Rifts were fun and they help with leveling for sure. Yeah, exactly. I think they need to keep the Chaos Rifts. From what I understand, they are keeping the Chaos Rifts. If you actually Google if they're going to keep the Chaos Rifts, it says that they are. So I hope that they do keep the Chaos Rifts. I really don't think I think the Chaos Rifts are awesome. It's literally like the way I see it is, and the way I mentioned it in my video is, it's like keeping the on button for Chaos Rifts on. Like just keep the switch on, have it show up in Helltides, have it show up in Nightmare Dungeons. Like that's it. I don't see why you take it away. Chaos Armor I like too. I agree to a certain extent that yeah, we shouldn't be able to equip the full set of 5 Chaos Uniques. That's crazy overpowered, which is what's fun about season 10. And that's why people are still playing season 10. But to be fair to the developers, if they want us to play, if they don't want it to be, just another season of Chaos Uniques, then allow us to only have like 1 or 2 Chaos Uniques equipable at a time. We don't want to. I think Chaos Uniques make the game fun. They open up the game for build variety. It's a fun end game chase. If you're looking for a specific Chaos Unique, you want to go out and be able to farm it. Make it available so that you can farm lair bosses for Chaos Uniques. You could target farm in that case. Maybe not have all of the Chaos Uniques available. And maybe maybe have a rotating itinerary of Chaos Uniques that are available every season. I'm not saying that. I'm not asking for like OP builds. I'm just simply asking for build variety. Having 1 or 2 Chaos Uniques in the game isn't going to hurt. Like I can only imagine making builds for Spiritborn and having like the Rod of Capuleke, and everything else can be what they want. Have it set to be 1 Chaos Unique. Sanctification, I think, is an awesome system that they're putting into the game too, and I think there's so much that can be done with it. It could be a crafting system for Chaos Uniques. It could offer up class specific buffs that help us make more builds as well. I mean, there's so many things you can do. There's so many things you could do. I just don't feel like we get that. We take these baby steps, and again, I'm not a game developer. And the reality that I came to discover when testing on the PTR is that they're not asking us for new ideas. The developers aren't asking us to give them ideas and tell them, how to make the game. But, it seems like what's happening in the game is set in stone, So I kind of feel like there's this contradiction there. Like, why ask the audience to go out and test on the PTR if essentially what you guys are bringing to the game is set in stone? You're not going to change your mind. Hey, what's up? Hey, yeah, season 10 is still live, man. Season 10 is still live. It's live to December 9th, I believe. Yeah. And guys, if you ever need help, just shoot me a friend request on Battle.net there. I got my battle tag above the webcam. It's Jadiro1778. So if you guys ever need help with anything, or if you just have general questions, or questions in general, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you guys, get on your way in this game for sure. But yeah, season 10 is still live and well. It's a chat room, dude. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm really hoping they do something. I'm really banking on this campfire chat being something of interest, and this campfire chat really bringing it home and making the game what it's supposed to be. Currently, I don't feel like it is, and sorry, going into season 11, I don't feel like we're looking at much if they don't change anymore, right? Yeah. So again, I feel like it's counterproductive if they tell us to go out there and test the PTR, but that's all good if our feedback matters. But it seems like it doesn't, because it seems like what will happen in the game is already set in stone. You know, when you tell us to go test and give you feedback, it's really not a sense of them saying, hey, go out there and test and tell us what you want in the game, when effectively they are telling us that's what it is. Really, all they're asking us to do is thumbs up or thumbs down the things they're implementing, because it sounds like from the interviews and what they're saying, they're not really going to change much when it comes to season 11. They're simply going to consider things here and there to tweak, but the ideas like how masterworking is changing, tempering is changing, how we're getting all these, they're talking about more torment difficulties, they're talking about the cap, so all these things are staying in the game effectively. Nothing is really changing, so that's why I'm saying it's counterproductive to tell the audience or the general community to go out there and play test and give us feedback, when really what you're trying to tell us is just tell us if you like it or not. Because either way, we're going to do what we're going to do anyways. You giving us feedback and ideas is, you giving us feedback is one thing, but when you start giving us ideas or, saying things like revert masterworking back to what it was or revert tempering back to what it was, it's like, when I started the game today on console, I got a survey request. It was to be on your phone. You got a survey request, like a feedback request, or? D4 at the very beginning was the best. It had a very dark vibe. D1, D2, all it needed was to have a little fine tuning. Sorry, that's okay, man. It's all right. English. You know what? If you guys ever watch my videos, I usually put subtitles up on the screen. And I realize that there's a lot of people that watch the channel that aren't, from English speaking countries. So I kind of have the subtitles there for you guys. If you ever want to, I don't know if you're planning on learning English or anything like that, but maybe it helps that you can compare, your language to the subtitles on the screen. So I have you guys in mind. Whatever country you're from, I have you in mind. And those subtitles that I put up for, like, if you watch my videos, I always have like these subtitles on the screen. That's for anyone that really, part of it's for anyone that really doesn't speak English natively and wants to learn it. It was the right QR thing I had to scan. Yeah, it was the feedback thing, right? Yeah, it came up when I started the game too. I provided my feedback. I provided my feedback on the PTR. So that tells me if that tells me, I have a better question. Did you test on the PTRs? Did you play test the game as well? Did you play test on the PTR as well? I'm wondering if they gave that survey for everyone that tested on the PTR. I did it too. So I provided my feedback on the PTR, but what I didn't like about it, it comes off as a little bit invasive. It's asking you what country you're from, and it's starts to ask you some questions like that. It's not. No, you only have console. Okay, yeah, that's right. So okay, interesting. So they're just asking everyone in general. So what that tells me is that they're aware of look. I said it in my review of I said it in the video where I did the review on the devs and what they were talking about. Before I got really into the meat and potatoes of what the video was about, I also advised everyone go out there and look at these partner program videos about the season 11. Go look at the feedback for yourself, right? I don't want people to think I'm just out here like disagreeing or being problematic for no reason. Like, I really look at those comments, and even if you look on some of those videos, I've left comments on plenty of videos about what needs to change, and and the reality of what I think the broader community of Diablo 4 is experiencing. I don't think everyone unanimously agrees that season 11 is doing the right thing. I think a lot of people are saying they want things to change, and that a lot of people are like, man, season 11 looks like it's not going to be fun. And I've literally seen comments that are like, well, I'm not coming back based on the changes of season 11. I'm not coming back to play, right? So, and I think it is big that China coming online too is awesome, and I think that's dope. It's just a bigger audience. You're going to have way more people to play with too, which is totally dope. And if you think about it, a lot of the best builds and a lot of the best anything we see on Diablo 4, it usually starts there, right? So I'm glad that they're being included, right? It's definitely going to open up the, what kind of content creators pop out of Diablo 4 now too, which is awesome. So I think it's going to open up a lot of doors for a lot of people in terms of playing together and making content too, which is dope. So I think I'm all for that as well. It's cool to see those servers go online, but I'm seeing a lot of feedback on the servers for the Diablo 11, Diablo season 11, like, and a lot of it's like, hey, yeah, we're not happy with the changes. And that's why I made that video. I try to be as concise as possible. There's so many other things I wanted to add to that video and so much other feedback, but I really wanted to stick to what I saw the most. I think it's really important that they listen to the broader community, essentially. And that, that the partner program content creators are awesome. All due respect to them. They're partner program content creators because they put in the time, they put in the work, and that's obviously been deemed correct by, Diablo, the dev team. But, there's a huge audience out there that just simply love playing this game, that simply just love playing any Diablo 4 or any Diablo game or the Diablo franchise for that matter. And that everyone plays this game and experiences the game differently, right? So, like, you got to remember, there's a lot of people that play this game, and there's a broader community than, what we hear from the partner program content creators, right? And a lot of them provide good feedback too, and so it's a mixed bag. But like I said, if you really want to go educate yourself, if you have the time, just go look at all the comments on the videos. I mean, like, you could put in, you can make a chart that says, good comments, bad comments, or like people loving Diablo season 7 or season 11 and people not liking Diablo season 11. And I guarantee you it's gonna look like most people want a lot to change before they start playing. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot for them changing stuff. Like, if I had like the short form version of what needs to change for me is we definitely need Chaos Uniques to stay in the game in some capacity. That's the number one complaint and number one ask I'm seeing from the community is people want Chaos Uniques to stay, even if that means we're only getting like 1 or 2 that we can equip. The next thing I saw was the sanctification. People like the idea of sanctification. They think it's cool. They just think the system needs an overhaul, that needs to be reworked. It needs to offer up better buffs. We don't want to go. We just left bricking our items with tempering to get that freed up to simply go back to bricking our items. I think people just want I think people like the RNG element of it. It's just the, make sure sanctification is cool. Just make sure that the buffs and everything that sanctification does is worth it. Then obviously, we go into tempering and masterworking. I think everyone unanimously agrees that the changing the tempering is perfect. Being able to select our temper manual is perfect. Being able to definitively choose what temper we're getting is awesome. But taking away having 2 tempers and only giving us 1 is an intentional stat squish or a stat nerf. It's a nerf to our damage. That's a huge nerf overall. It's taking away us being able to temper on 2 tempers is a nerf. Giving us 1 is good. So my solution was as well, if they're going to take away 2 tempers and that's what's going to happen definitively, that we only have 1 temper, then they need to rework the temper manuals and really buff the affixes that we get from tempering to make it feel like we're we're not really to make so that we don't lose power, we don't get nerfed, right? That's essentially what's happening. If you take away that we don't get nerfed. And the next thing I saw was masterworking. People like the idea of having 20 ranks, but they hate the idea of not being able to that it buffs our base stats now. It doesn't crit our affixes. So my solution was leave the 20 ranks, but allow the 20 ranks to crit our affixes again, and then give us a rollback system where masterworking, instead of, so let's say this is masterwork 12 out of 12. Say I want that triple crit or that quad crit. I don't go back down to 0 when I hit reset. I simply go back down to 8. And then there was leaderboards, which I didn't get to bring up. People want multiple leaderboards. they're saying, the tower is awesome, but we want multiple leaderboards. So that's another thing. I'm trying to think what else I saw in my notes. Gee, funny enough, I have my notes here, guys. Where's my notepad? Do I have my notepad here? I do. Boom. Here it is. So this is like, look, I literally have my notepad here for you guys. Here you go. Boom. This is it. So this is the entire notepad I had here, guys. This is it. I had all the notes here. So I just pretty much point formed all the notes here for the season 11 PTR and all that. This is all it. I have everything here. The good, the questionable stuff they changed, the controversial, the community sentiment, like what I saw in the community. So I did like this point form version. I added all this in the I added all of this in the video. Like I have my recommendations here, everything like that. And yeah, there's a lot of good suggestions here. So there's a lot of things here that I thought would make a difference. I'm hoping that they do the right thing, essentially, I guess, for the I'm hoping that they do the right thing for the for when it comes to season 11, but I don't know. I'm hoping that the campfire chat proves to be something positive. I really hope that they take all the feedback that everyone's given to heart. I hope they just don't. I hope they're not going with this mentality of like, look, it's already in the game. Sorry, but not sorry. We're going ahead with our changes. That's the vibe I'm getting when I hear them talk, and I hope that's not the case. I think people there's an outcry for like to change a lot more than what they're changing, essentially. So I hope that's what's happening. Let me read your comments real quick before I sign off here. I love D3, I love D4, or I love D3, D4, and Grim Dawn, but what has always bothered me about D3 and D4 is that there was never a season where builds or items weren't nerfed, thus ruining countless builds. Not talking about bugs. Yeah, I agree. They kind of sucked the fun out of every season. Yeah. From what I understand about Sanctification, I think it should be only add the item, not remove anything. Yeah, that's true too. There's the argument that it's obviously start small, but I mean my whole point with Sanctification is if Sanctification is done right, we could have it in the game permanently. People are going to ask for it permanently. The thing about Chaos Uniques is that Chaos Uniques was done correctly. That's why so many players want it to stay in the game. And their argument is that it's boring, and that, if Chaos Uniques stay in the game, then everyone's just going to equip Chaos Uniques on their gear. And now they're also offering up a toughness aspect in the game, and they want people to choose, there to be some sort of defensive diversity amongst builds, which makes no sense, because in Diablo 4 your defensive diversity is going more offense. If you're getting wrecked in Diablo 4 and you need a way to push through Torment, and you need a way to push through the pit, whatever your deal is, more offense is always a good defense. It's if the monsters can't live very long and you can just blast through it, you're winning, right? So but again, because I enjoy the game so much, I'm willing to compromise with the developers if they're, if they're willing to give us Chaos Uniques in any form, like even just allow us to have one or two, allow us to have one or two Chaos Uniques available, even if it's one. Let's have one. There'll be plenty of other armor slots open to put defensive aspects on if that's what you want. But what I'm trying to say is you got to keep Chaos Uniques in the game simply for build variety. Because if you take out Chaos Uniques at this current time, the reason why Season 10 was so fun is because we had so much build variety, and then we had an endgame loot chase of chasing Chaos Uniques. People are still playing Season 10 today because of Chaos Uniques alone. That's it. That's really why so many people are playing Season 10. So I don't know why you would take that out. It's not about being overpowered. It's simply about giving us build variety. So we have about like 4 to 5 builds for every class because of Chaos Uniques. Now, if you remove Chaos Uniques from the game, you're simply going back down to 1 or 2 viable builds. The same 1 or 2 viable builds that we've been playing for almost 10 seasons now. So that's what I'm saying. Chaos Uniques isn't just about being OP and blasting. Chaos Uniques is about offering up variety and build variety to give players the freedom of choice, and give players the freedom of choice to make builds how they want to build, make builds how they want to, and play the game how they want to play. It doesn't. That's why we need to keep Chaos Uniques in the game. It's not to be OP and blast. It's simply just to have build variety. We need build variety in the game. So I really hope they understand that that's the sentiment coming from the community. It's not about being OP. It's about, you gave us this really cool, you know, system in the game. Why are you taking it away now? You know what I mean? So that's my argument on it. Of course, I get a little bit passionate about it because I ultimately think they're not going to include Chaos Uniques, which really sucks. I think they need to include Chaos Uniques in some capacity, whether that's 1 or 2 that we get to keep. I'm even happy with 1, if I'm being completely honest. I'm even happy if we only get 1 Chaos Unique, just to switch up the builds, make the builds more interesting. And the same thing with Sanctification. If it's done right, like Chaos Uniques, the player base is going to want you to keep it, and very well, you should keep it in the game. One thing that kind of bugs me, and I understand they want the game to be seasonal, but one thing that bugs me is that they have, every time they drop a season and something comes out that's really cool, and the community wants it to stay, they take it away and they rinse recycle with perks and powers, which is all good, but like, you know, things should stay season to season too, right? Things should stay in the game season to season. You know, it offers up choice and variety. Yeah, that skin's all, yeah, this is Kerrigan from StarCraft 2. I love that game. This is Kerrigan. Well, she's from StarCraft, period, but yeah, that's for the Spiritborn. Anyways, guys, that's my rant. Looking forward to the campfire. I got to go. Unfortunately, I got to, you know, I got family and stuff like that, so I got to go. I just want to say big up sale. Thank you for everyone that came through. Thank you guys for voting on this poll. And guys, thank you for dropping the likes on the live stream. You don't have to like or subscribe. The only thing I ask is turn on notifications. So if I ever go live and, or if I ever post a video, you guys can check it out, man. And just I'll try and keep you guys in the loop with builds and updates as much as possible. Again, you don't have to like and subscribe, but if you do, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you guys for voting on the poll here. It looks like hell no and I don't know is the winners here for the votes. But anyways, guys, just want to say yeah, thank you guys. I just want to say thank you guys for coming through, and I want to thank everyone that came through the chat. Thank you, the Rain Gamer. Thank you, Tom, for coming through, and Buff Shiri. Thank you for coming through and chat with me, man. I really was enjoying the live stream, but you know, it's a little bit of a shorter one tonight. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm your boy Jadiro. Sign out for now. Peace.